Hey everybody, it's me again, Shannon Fox here, Devoted Patriots 2 channel, playing on the StreamYard, trying to get a little more comfortable with it, trying to do it live. Just talk about this criminal that tried to kill Trump. I don't know if "kill" is a good word here on YouTube or not, but first thing I want to know is my audio good? Let me get over here in the comment section, see that I do see that I've got somebody in here. Let me see if I can see your comments. Okay, give me just a second, folks. I'm still scrolling around, trying to figure this comment section out. All right, I got two people in here. Will somebody give me a thumbs up in the comment section if you can hear me? Audio is good on this thing. No problem with the breaking up with the earphones this time. I do want to talk about a couple of things if you can hear me. Um, I went to pick up a prescription for my wife earlier today, and during the time of me picking up a prescription for my wife, audio is 80% good, bit tiny. Okay, let me see if I can turn it up a little bit. No, that's it. Thank you, Andrew. Appreciate it. I went to pick up some prescriptions for my wife here, the local clinic right down the street, um, and they had a booth in there, and it looked like four Democrats to me. Not to point fingers at anybody, but got to talking to a couple of these ladies, and sure enough, they're Democrats. What they were doing is they were trying to get people registered to vote, and I'm all for people registered to vote. But having a booth inside the pharmacy, excuse me, of the clinic I went to pick up my wife's prescriptions, it just seemed like a weird place to have a voter registration booth. So I started talking to these ladies, and sure enough, they sound like a bunch of Democrats to me. They gave me some literature, so I went to digging and trying to find out if they are working for the Secretary of State's office, trying to get the vote out, trying to get people registered of all political parties. If that's the case, I'm all for it. And I told them that. But I also told these ladies that I have a huge problem with people registering people to vote that are not citizens. And I hope you ladies are reminding people that if they're not citizens, they ought not even try to fill this out. And she's like, oh, no, no, no. We know it's criminal to do that. And they may be doing that in other states, but we're not doing it here. We've got a good secretary. We've got a good attorney general, secretary of state. I said, I do know. I said, I follow the news quite a bit. And I said, I'd like to talk to you ladies. Can I get you on film and just support the fact that I'm glad y'all are here trying to get people registered to vote today? She's like, nope, not putting us on film. I was like, I do a podcast. I won't say anything derogatory towards you. I'll actually promote the fact that you've got a place here local to Waco where people can just walk in and get registered to vote on the spot at a table. I said, as long as you're not registering people illegally to vote, I don't have a problem with it. I said, can I at least take? She's like, nope, I can't do it. I can't do it. She's like, these other ladies won't go for it. I started getting really defensive. I said, well, how about I just take some literature with me? Went and got my prescriptions, got some literature, and I said, I'm going to look you up and see if you work, who you're really working for. She said, well, we work for the state. I said, okay, I hope that's true. And I left. Didn't want to cause a scene. They were not real happy with my presence, I guess, because I had quite a few questions about illegals voting. They didn't really appreciate it. But being in a hospital setting, I didn't break out my camera on them. I didn't want to offend nobody. But I probably should have. But I know they're doing it all around town. As a matter of fact, I've seen more Harris Waltz signs in the last 2 days than I've ever seen in Waco. So somebody's out doing a little bit of canvassing here in town, and I do worry Texas is one of those oh moments that we better not have in November because Texas didn't prepare well enough, and I do worry about that. But I did get some of their literature and some of their stuff. It looks like it's votetexas.gov. As far as I can tell, that goes to Secretary of State's office. But I don't know if these ladies' intention was to get people illegally registered or not, but I did question them on it, and that's the best I can do. But enough about that. It riled me up to see the booth, and then I got to thinking, well, maybe they're just trying to get everybody registered to vote. They're registering, I'm guessing, Democrats and Republicans, but as is. Let me get over here and read a couple of comments before we get into this first video, see if we can get a few more people in here. It says 80% on the audio. Irving, Texas. Nancy here. Hey, Nancy. Ducey is going to go viral. 1,000 power sloping cringe Pierre with the right question. So tired, so tried word salad and gaslighting, but almost fell down from her own BS. I haven't seen that one yet. Now, I don't know if there's a way that I can enlarge my screen here. Now, you see the side of the screen, folks? Tell me, does this actually help blow up the video to a bigger screen for y'all, for on y'all's end or on my end? All right, hold on just a second, folks, and we'll get right into this first video. I'm trying to figure out how this exit screen and this full screen works. All right, folks. This first video, the city council here is not happy with this guy's questioning, so they basically try to kick him out, and it's kind of glorious as to what happens next. Uh, really, really glorious as to what happens next with the next person in line that comes up there to the podium. It's like America standing up, one right behind the other. I just thought this was a great video clip. It has nothing really to do with what I want to bring y'all today. I want to talk about this the shooter. I don't even really want to say his name, but there's a lot of videos out, a lot of commentary, a lot of people got great questions. And there was a video of a guy that put out a 6-minute clip that I thought was probably the most informative thing I've seen. And I'm going to share that with y'all as well. I may have to break it up a couple times for their copyright reasons, but let's go ahead and get into this first video. Let's go with, all right, check this out, folks. City council meeting, they trying to hear what this guy's got to say.
City council, their feelings got hurt and they tried to arrest him.
Chief Blanchard, you piece of shit.
I'm not going to put up with any defamation of character.
That's not defamation, that's a fact.
I don't care. You're either going to respect this place or you're going to be asked to walk out.
I'm going to be arrested. Fine.
But his lawyer was at the meeting and immediately stepped up.
What I just witnessed was a violation of Mr. Followell's rights. Swear words do not provide probable cause for an arrest for disorderly conduct because the words, as a matter of law, are not fighting words. If I think you, Mr. Mayor, are a tyrant, if I think the city manager is a piece of shit, I can say that. You escort me out, I'll sue you as well, Mr. Mayor.
Do whatever you want.
Oh, you're going to arrest me? Oh, you're going to arrest me? Okay, so under the threat of arrest, you just violated my right.
After the meeting, the police chief told him to come back with a lawsuit. So he did.
Last time I was here, Chief Blanchard gave me some advice, and I'm finally going to obey. When he said, stop talking and just sue me. Okay, Chief, here we go. These are your lawsuits.
Good job, CJ.
When this man was exposing the city council,
and that's how it's done. I thought that was a great video clip. I don't know what all it was pertaining to, but I'm glad people are starting to show up and rise up at these city council meetings, not with violence, but with cameras and people that are pissed off, explaining why their city council is benefiting off the misgivings of what we're dealt. People are tired of it, whether it be the immigration situation in your backyard, whether it be they eating your cats or whatever. So many things our country's been violated by, and it does a lot of times start at the top and work its way down, but a lot of times it starts at the bottom, right down here, the city council level, and works its way up as well. Corruption is everywhere in the government. We got to root it out, expose it, and get these people locked up or fired for just for the way they're acting. I mean, come on now. There's got to be some criminality in kicking somebody out. Well, I wouldn't even go there. I'm not a lawyer. But folks, I've got several things I want to share with y'all today. First off, let's see what else we got over here. I wish I had my glasses in here. No justice, no grease. City council in every town should be confronted by intelligent, informed people like this. We pay their salaries. That's a fact. Hopefully the world is turning right. Like you say, Mutant. I have no doubt in my mind that there is definitely a resurgence of freedom and liberty and hope for a better future. When just less than 10 years ago, people didn't care who was running for president. People didn't care what was on TV involving the politics. Didn't care about what was going on in foreign nations because it really wasn't our problem unless it showed up here. I don't think that's the state of the country anymore. I think people are finally kind of opening their mind, opening their eyes, and even starting to do their own research. That's what I really see is happening. That is just an amazing thing. Instead of having to hear the news from reporters that have done their own version of research on Fox News or ABC, NBC, CBS, any of the main channels for years and years, and that's the only news that we knew was true. Whether it was true or not, that was the only news. Now, as quick as news gets dropped on Twitter and gets shared on X and gets fact checked, eventually works its way over here to YouTube, and then it ain't long, and somebody big enough in the podcast business gets it so viral that the news actually picks it up. It's such a strange thing that's happened with our media. Uh, the citizen journalists on Twitter, even here on YouTube, have done great work in exposing so many things. The Laura Loomers and the Julie Kellys and the Megan Kellys and so many of these just Matt Wallace. There's a lot of really great reporters out there, investigative reporters that are doing great work. Miranda Devine, I could go on and on. Tom Fenton, that just hammering every day to try to fix our country, trying to fix these problems, trying to expose this stuff, trying to sue these people into oblivion for their criminality. And I'm glad to see it. I see it's happening. We're fighting back. I don't think we're going to go silently into the night like they think. Uh, it's not going down like that. I think they plan to try to sway the election in their favor and then lock Trump up. That would be the ultimate scenario for them to prevent the contesting factor. And we all know that it's always a possibility. But I won't get into that because that's speculation. I just think we got to make it too big to rig, and we got to swamp them. And that's why I was glad I was able to at least confront those ladies today and try to figure out what they're all about. I may do a little bit more investigating into it tomorrow. I also did go to the DPS here day before yesterday, Monday, whenever Monday was, a couple of days ago, Monday, and drove by the DPS while I was out doing some junking and made sure they didn't have a table set up out there to register people to vote. I'm watching for this stuff here in my county, folks, in my city. I don't want them to steal Texas no more than I want them to steal the country. And if we lose Texas, we've lost the country, and that's just a fact, folks. Texas is huge. A lot of electoral votes. I think it's 40 something, 45, I believe, something like that. I may be wrong. But at any rate, folks, I've got several more clips I want to bring to y'all today. We'll get right into the news. Hey, Lisa. Hey, everybody. Hey, Corey. All right, we're going to go back over here. Let me jump around a little bit. All right, hold on. Let me go back down here. Bear with me, folks. Okay, stop sharing. Now, this, folks, is Andrew Cuomo saying something I thought I'd never hear him say. He's talking about Trump and what's happened. Hold on, folks. Let me make sure we're in the right spot, folks. Let me do it back here on StreamYard, back over here. Okay, we're good. Hold on. Like I said, folks, I am not the best at this StreamYard. I am still a little rusty at it when it comes to jumping around and stuff. Not as easy as it looks. All right. I think we're ready now. Okay. Hold on, folks. Here we go.
I don't get it. That's why I reached out to Trump. I don't get it. That's why I reached out to Trump. I wanted to just say, listen, I'm really sorry that this is going on and it's being dealt with this way. Not because I'm in favor of his politics or what he says. I criticize him all the time. That's my job. And he deserves it. But he doesn't deserve this. A guy pointing an AK-47 at him while he's playing golf? And we take solace in the fact that the guy didn't get any rounds off. If I had been through what that guy's been through in the last 2 months, you would not know where I am. You would never see me on TV again. No way I would do that. I don't know how he does it. He's got kids, they're adults, but he's got grandkids. He's got a wife. People giving crap to Melania Trump, worrying about whether or not there was a plot around his husband. How could she not? People mock her. And then her husband has a guy pointed with an AK-47. Where are those people apologizing? That's what it's time for. We are playing a dangerous game with ourselves. He is not a despot in waiting. Okay? I don't buy it. You gotta care when somebody tries to kill somebody. I've told you this before, and I've learned the lesson so many times myself around the world. Either you care when anyone is hurt, or you'll never really care about anyone being hurt.
Wow. Powerful stuff. Wow. Very powerful stuff. I love it, folks. That was awesome. Not an original video of mine. I took it from Ultra Mega channel, but over here on Twitter. But Chris Cuomo was just speaking the truth, and I'm just glad to see it. Trump does not deserve the way he's being treated, being shot at, being joked about, being shot at. It's ridiculous. It is the saddest thing I've ever seen when it comes to watching people expose how they really feel inside about humanity. You know, if you can be happy about another person's death, you've really got something wrong with you. And that's just my opinion. That's just the way it is. And like Chris Cuomo said, I couldn't have said it no better. He's right. He's absolutely right. Where's your humanity? I don't wish the Democrats death on the Democrats. I wish they would just go away. Quit having the ability to control our lives. That would be enough for me. But some of them I want to go to jail. Some of them I want to see never work again. Some of them I want to see treated not unfairly, but justly. And that should be enough for the criminality that we know about just from doing research, doing these channels and watching the news together here at the house, and just every bit of information that I absorb, just like y'all absorb. It boils down to we're dealing with a crooked machine, and Kamala Harris and Waltz and Nancy Pelosi and all these people, they're just a tool to what's really going on. It's the people that control government that never leave in these three-lettered agencies that actually control the levers of power, otherwise known as the deep state. That's just my opinion, but I think that's what it is. Hey, Face, good to see you. Long time no see. That's Face of America. If you don't know her, go check out her channel. She's got a great channel. She does a nightly at 9, where she does a lot of really patriotic stuff. Does a story about history. Go check it out if you don't know Face. Got several video clips here I wanted to bring to y'all today. Let me see if I can figure out how to do this again on the. Oh, yeah, okay. Like I said, I'm still struggling with the StreamYard. It is something that takes a little practice, I guess. Okay. All right, folks, I got to go back and represent this. Only way I know to do it, share screen. Then I get to pick through the ones I want to watch. We'll go with the next one down the list. We're just doing them randomly. Now, most of the rest of these stories involve what's going on with the Trump shooting involving this clown. I won't even a very powerful and factual summary about how far the far left is willing to go by Victor Davis Hanson. And if you don't know who that is, he's a great legal scholar. So they screwed up. If Trump becomes president again, they know it, that they're screwed. Donald Trump is going to take all of them down with a special prosecutor, and they know it. I won't even use that word, but we'll watch the video together, folks. It's kind of long, but
how clever and brilliant they were with their cabals.
Definitely interesting. This explains why our country's in the shape it's in, how we got to this place, and who we had to go after to fix this problem. All right here.
How clever and brilliant they were with their cabals and their conspiracies to get rid of them. But deep down inside, they know that if the right ever did that to Barack Obama or Joe Biden, they could have really made something out of the fact that Barack Obama had a hot mic expose where he told the president of Russia, you tell Vladimir that I will be flexible on missile defense. That's the security of the United States of America. If he gives me space in my last election. And Putin did do that. That's an impeachable offense if a phone call to Ukraine is. So they understand that the right could have done that to them. And they understand now the right probably will do that to them for their own survival. And they are scared. They're saying that if a MAGA candidate wins and they win the House and the Senate, we're cooked, because they're going to get special prosecutors and they're going to go after the Biden family like they've never gone after anybody. And they're going to find stuff because we know Joe is crooked. And then they're going to go after Merrick Garland and they're going to go after Mayorkas, and they're not going to stop. And that's why they're scared. And they're going to do everybody thinks that the danger passed. They got what they wanted. No. You're never going to see anything like what they're going to do in 2024. All of this could have been reconciled. All they had to do was say Donald Trump should not be president, if that's what they believe. And we're not going to do any lawfare. We're not going to try to change the voting laws. We're not going to pack the court. We're not going to let in 2 states. We're not going to try to abolish the Senate filibuster. We're not going to try to change the voting ID laws. We're just going to play under the rules that we have. We don't need $419 million by Mark Zuckerberg infused. We don't need Sam Bankman-Fried, the crook, giving us $100 million. We're not going to go under the radar with George. So we're just going to show you, the American people, how we think Donald Trump should not be president, and we'll have a fair, and they can't do that. They don't trust themselves. They think, you know what? Anybody in his right mind would close that border right now. Close the border. Anybody in his right mind would recall all of those DAs that have destroyed these major cities. Anybody in his right mind would not beg the Saudis or the Venezuelans or the Russians or the Iranians to pump oil on the eve of a midterm or drain the strategic petroleum when you have so much natural gas and oil. Nobody in their right mind would do that. And nobody in their right mind would ever just pull out of Afghanistan without warning, just so Joe Biden can say that on the 20th anniversary of 9/11 or the original October invasion of Afghanistan, I'm the president that got us out. Nobody would do that. And nobody would print $6 trillion when there's a pent-up demand post-COVID lockdown and there's a supply chain disruption, and throw that money without any audit or examination of who got it and why and how it was spent, but to inflate the economy and ruin it. Nobody would do that. And so they know that. And they know that they can't take that record to the American people. They have a deductive mind because they're ideologue. So they start with the premise that we're for social justice and for equity of result. And so we're morally superior and smarter than anybody else. And therefore we are entitled to do things that other people don't do. And so if under the cover of COVID and frightening people about COVID, we can change all the voting laws so that 30% instead of voting absentee and early voting shall become 70% in most states with very little audit of the level necessary to authenticate most ballots. They just do all this stuff because they start with the deductive principle. We are better. This is the vision, and therefore the following must happen. And if things don't fit the narrative, then they go after the person, they censor it. That's how they work. And if you keep that in mind, then everybody makes sense. And what I'm saying is they go on from one lie to the next. So everybody now knows that Donald Trump, we just discussed it, was impeached for things that Joe Biden got away with. Okay. Everybody knows the laptop was authentic. Everybody knows that now. Everybody knows that it would have made a big difference on that debate when Donald Trump said it was, and Joe Biden said, no, 51 authorities. Everybody knew that Deschenko and Charles, or whatever his name, Dolan, and Christopher Steele were frauds, and especially Glenn Simpson, and that Hillary Clinton took over an old Never Trumper file, inflated it with $1 million, got the FBI on it.
Are y'all listening to this stuff? He has got the rundown on what happened. I mean, it's like play by play here. It's almost like a timeline of how they grew into this blob, this monster somewhere along the way. And of course, Clinton and Obama encouraged it, help man it. And then Biden was just another surrogate of the whole situation. Maybe Biden had something to do with it. He's been in Congress for 50 years. He probably knew a lot of people in these three-lettered agencies that always needed his vote. That's the problem with Congress. Not to get off subject here, but I don't doubt anything that this guy says. This guy's very credible. He's not left or right. Some people say he's conservative, but I don't believe that. I just think he's pretty even-handed. But I know he's definitely a really smart guy. Victor Davis Hanson. Go ahead and listen to a little bit more of it. But he's breaking it down, what's going on with this country, why they have to get rid of Trump, and hopefully not what they're going to do before then. And we already see this week without saying any more.
To hire Christopher Steele as a consultant informant, hid her so-called legal expenses, and she was fined and cited for that violation through Perkins Coie, Fusion GPS, DNC, and that file was fraudulent. It was made up. I said that from the first time I saw it. Everything in it was false, and yet we wasted 22 months and $40 million to know it was obvious. No apology. In fact, not only no apologies, they got Pulitzer Prize winners, some of the reporters. Every time they give these monstrous lies, there's no apologies. They just and why should they? Because in their way,
Nope.
They're just narratives. They're postmodern Foucauldian, Lacan, Derrida narratives. They were useful. So that's what they look back. Well, they were useful at the time because when we went through the Mueller investigation, when we went through the laptop, we crippled Donald Trump, and therefore we were able to stop him. We had Anonymous. He was burrowed deep into the Homeland Security. He was a minor official, but we said he was one of the major operatives in the Trump administration. We lied. And then we printed his op-ed because it did what it was supposed to do. It weakened this right-wing agenda, so they think. And we got Admiral McRaven, and he came in and wrote an op-ed and said Trump should leave, the sooner the better. And then we got all of the 4 stars, McCaffrey, McChrystal, all of them, to say that Trump was Hitler, that he was Mussolini, that he was a liar, that he was danger. We got Mark Milley to call the Chinese. We did all of this. And yes, we do not want this to be done to us. If right now a retired 4-star general says that Joe Biden is senile or he's dangerous or the Afghanistan is a disaster and he should be removed sooner or later, or his weaponization of the DOJ or the FBI is Mussolini-like, or his hounding of individual people at school boards, or the way he conducted the Mar-a-Lago raid is remnant of it's Nazi-like. And I'm just quoting from what they've said. You know what's going to happen to those people? You're going to get Merrick Garland to call up the Pentagon, and they're all going to be slapped with a Code 88 Uniform Code of Military Justice, and they're going to be court-martialed for disparaging the commander-in-chief. Trust me, they would in 2 seconds, and that's not going to happen. First, they're not going to say anything because they're not equally going to apply their standards of correct behavior on the part of and second all, they're going to say something with Donald Trump because they know that the media and the Pentagon are not going to do anything to them. Now, oh man, they would destroy them if they ever criticize the commander-in-chief. They would go out.
So the reason a lot of the generals and top brass of the military, Pentagon officials, are not allowed to wave their Trump flag is because, or even say Biden is senile or Kamala has no policies. I guess if you're in the military and you jump on board with anything but Team Democrat, they're coming after you. They're coming to court martial you. They're coming to come after you because of your tweets. I believe that's happening as well. I believe Blinken is setting up investigations into everyone that talks shit about the candidacy between now and elections. In case they do win, they'll have a list. That's the way it works, folks. I think a lot of the small time podcasters like myself will have to be somehow syndicated or in with a bigger group at one point because of the fact if the Democrats win, and which God forbid they do, but if the Democrats win this election cycle, they are going to crack down on misinformation, disinformation so much that YouTube will be shutting off people like me, and that's just the facts, folks. So we got to win just to be able to keep our free speech at the least. Come on, folks. Get out there, get registered, and go vote. If you haven't, I don't understand. I'll go ahead and play the last minute of it.
Democratic causes. And they said, why are they so left wing? Is it they have tenure? They're exempt from the worrying about losing their job. They have guaranteed step increases. They have a 9-month work year. Is it because they teach their 1 or 2 classes a semester? What is it that makes them? Are they idealistic because they deal with words? Or I said, no. They understand if you want to get tenure and you want to be promoted and you want to be liked, you just parrot the majority cause. If it paid better, they'd be fascist.
I agree with that 100%. He's just talking about how people are conformed. People are kind of, due to their job, due to their standing, maybe due to their company that they work for. There's so many things in your life that could affect you if you let people know your politics. Me, I put myself out there every day. Just this is how I feel. This is what I think, and let's expose this stink and let's get everybody to vote these criminals out. That's my opinion. It may stop me from getting some jobs because I've been known to be on Facebook and YouTube and X and Rumble at times, and that's a whole lot of exposure, a whole lot of videos out there. Hopefully, I'm doing my part. Just to let people know, inform people, hopefully keep people's spirits up that we're going to win or we can win. We just got to get everybody involved, and that's the bottom line. And we are running out of time. We are 47 days, folks. I don't know, 46 days. We're getting close to the countdown, and I am ready. This is cool. I am so ready for this election to happen. I applied to be a poll worker, and haven't heard back. I guess I'm going to apply again. I see Nancy in the comment section. It's Richard David. Lisa, it is Richard Davis Hanson. He's a commentator. He's a very smart guy. You're welcome to look him up. Political analyst. Now I got several more videos, like I said, folks. I wanted to bring to y'all today. I got several of them here. We'll go ahead and jump in and try to find the next one. Okay. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. We've been through 3, 4. We'll try this one. I said we had some videos today about about the assassination attempt, but I guess this is here we go. Just keep in mind, folks, the mainstream media and intel agencies are one and the same. CNN gets their marching orders directly from probably the CIA or some trickle down agency from the CIA. Literally, the intelligence agencies do tell a lot of our left wing media exactly what to say. That's why the talking points are so parroted, how they all have the same words at the same time, use the exact same text phrases because it's all been sent to them, been faxed to them, been emailed to them, what to say, what not to say. This is just a fact, folks. But keep this in mind. It says MSNBC had footage of Trump's secret golf outing before the shooting. So that's what this video here is. Let me scroll up a little bit here. This is a video of Trump at the golf shooting, you know, and it says, how did MSDNC get this footage? That's my question. Why were they there? How did they know Trump would be there? Did they have permission to be there? How is it that, just like in Pennsylvania, MSNBC is here the day that is filming the days that Trump gets shot at? Are they trying to capture it on film? It's just kind of a leery question, but you know, MSDNC doesn't even show up at Trump rallies as a rule because they don't promote any of that stuff. But now they're following him around at that last particular Trump rally, and now they're following him around at the golf course. I don't know what to think about that, folks. What is it seeing? What is MSNBC leaking, or no? Who's leaking it to MSDNC? How do they know so much? Is it Secret Service? I don't know, but I know Trump has either got a mole, some compromised devices, communication. Maybe the Secret Service phones are being tapped by another three-lettered agency. Who really knows at this point? But obviously, there is a failure to keep Trump's movability secret, and that's a problem. If we can't keep Trump's whereabouts secret when need be, we've got a major breakdown of security protocol. It needs to be looked into, folks. Let's go ahead and get into this video. This is crazy. I don't know. Something's wrong with the video. The video's not playing. Okay. Maybe if I give it a minute, pause, unpause. I'm just going to scroll it manually, folks. This is Trump at the golf course. This doesn't actually show him getting shot at. It just shows him out there playing golf. But the question is how does MSDNC got this footage already? That is $1 million question. That's one of the things I like about Twitter. People over there ask the right questions. That's great. That's great to put out there. I'm glad to see it. And we should all be asking that question. How did this guy know to be in the bushes for 12 hours? How did he know Trump was going to be there? Who told him? When did Trump actually mention going to the golf course versus deciding to go to the golf course? Because these are all factors that I am so curious about. We'll jump right into another one. Another one's got a little bit of sound on it. I'm probably doing this the hard way with trying to do the share screen, but I'll eventually figure it out, folks. Now, let's see here. This here is the Gateway Pundit article. It says Eric Prince on Trump assassination appearing in BlackRock commercial. The statistical likelihood of that being random is impossible. Now, we all know Mr. Crooks, the shooter from Pennsylvania, was in a BlackRock commercial. And now the story is out that this guy is in a BlackRock commercial as well. Let's listen to this right here. I want to read a little bit first, though. It says, these threads have to be unspiraled, unwound, and the trust must come out because the left, with their over-the-top vitriol, super toxic language saying Trump must be eliminated, that he's a threat to democracy, he's Hitler, that he actually kind of gives all these license, these crazies a license to go out and be a nut job. And this guy had his final firing position. He was there for 12 hours with his ballistic plate against the fence, trying to give him some kind of cover from the counter sniper. And he had a GoPro posted there as well. I'm sure you've all seen the pictures by now. But let's go ahead and see what Real Clear Politics has to say about it. I actually haven't watched all of this video, folks.
One other weird thread. there's some indication that shows both the Butler shooter and this guy yesterday both appeared in BlackRock TV commercials. The statistical likelihood of that being random is impossible. So that's why I got animated last night about how Florida needs to take the lead in this investigation, because I just don't see the federal government. I don't see the FBI doing any kind of adequate job. The Miami field office, the head agent there, was instructed to scrub all his social media before he was appointed there because he was so virulently anti-Trump. This is the same field office that raided Mar-a-Lago on that bogus documents case. So if we think that they're going to be suddenly truth-seeking, the same guys that indicted him on complete nonsense charges, we're kidding ourselves. And so I really want Florida to flex up and assert. I mean, look, this was attempted murder in the state of Florida. It's not just a federal crime, that's a state crime. And I think the feds have lost any and all credibility on this. We don't know anything more about the Butler shooter. The Dems have tried to, the media is just trying to memory hole that as if something that doesn't exist. And now we have two assassination attempts on the candidate for president, unprecedented in American history. These threads have to be unspiraled, unwound, and the truth must come out, because the left, with their over-the-top, vitriolic, super toxic language saying Trump must be eliminated, he's a threat to democracy, he's Hitler, 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 that gives license to every crazy left-wing nut job to try to go after him. And this guy had his final firing position. He was there for 12 hours with the ballistic plates against the fence, trying to give himself some cover from counter snipers. And he had his GoPro posted there, mounted, ready, because he was trophy hunting. He was there to be the hero of the left, to say, I killed Donald Trump. I am the savior of democracy.
Damn. That's horrifying, folks. That is terrifying. I can't hardly believe just how far this country has gone off the rocker in a few years. This Trump derangement syndrome is not just a state of mind. It is real. It is toxic. There's people that refuse to believe anything that involves the word Trump in it. I was trying to talk to these ladies today at this voter registration place at the hospital, and they were not trying to hear anything I was trying to say. They were not listening. The one lady did make a comment about, you don't think people are eating dogs and cats. And I said back to her, kind of comical, like I said, well, I will say this. I don't know either way, other than the videos I've seen, because I can't really tell you where the videos were shot. So I won't get into that. I said, I won't put that on my channel until I know for a fact. I said, but you bring people to this country that are hunter-gatherers, and they don't have any food, they're going to hunt. She didn't like my comment at all, to be honest with you folks. She was a little twisted behind it. I thought it was kind of comical, but that told me right off the bat that she was a lefty. No doubt about it. Glad we got some. Yep, it does sound like inside info. Somebody is in Trump's perimeter, maybe a person, but it also may be a piece of technology. It may be that Mar-a-Lago is tapped, not by the Secret Service, but by another agency that come in there when they raided Mar-a-Lago. Who knows? They may come in there, and Trump may have said it out loud. I'm going to decide to go to the golf course today. He may have said it 12 hours previous. Who knows? The guy had to have a reason to post up there for 12 hours. Did Trump mention going to the golf course to anybody? Did his schedule show it? Did he have somebody invite him to the golf course? How does MSNBC and the shooter know Trump's schedule so well? That's really bothering me, folks. I think over the next couple of days, we'll get a lot more information out of it, considering we not only have America First Legal, which is Stephen Miller, one of my heroes, doing his own independent investigation into the shooter. We've also got Florida. It's got Ron DeSantis saying he is going to open an investigation that doesn't involve the Federal Bureau of Investigation because at this point we don't trust the FBI. They tried to get Trump locked up. Why would they try to protect him or prosecute the one that tried to kill him? It just you can't hand the enemy the evidence again and expect them to uh, do a good job and tell us the truth because it's not happening. Our government lies to us each and every day. It's just a fact, folks. Now, speaking about Governor DeSantis, see here. So Florida Governor DeSantis announced an executive order assigning attempted assassination case to Office of Statewide Prosecutor. It is not best in the best interest to have same federal agency seeking to prosecute Donald Trump leading the investigation. Video. It's just a fact, folks. It's what I said. No doubt about it. You can't have the fox watching the hen house, for better lack of an analogy. It just doesn't work. These people that are supposed to be on Team America are on Team Trump derangement syndrome, and they can't be left to be responsible for anything involving an investigation. As far as I'm concerned, they're not doing their job. They won't do their job. The only time they actually act like they care about their job is when it involves trying to hurt Trump. Just my opinion, folks. All right, folks, we got Ron DeSantis here, and this is words right out of his mouth.
The governor of Florida right now, Ron DeSantis. Let's listen live.
Today, I'm signing an executive order assigning the case involving the attempted assassination of former President Donald Trump to the Office of Statewide Prosecutor under the supervision of Attorney General Ashley Moody. The suspect, Ryan Ralph, is believed to have committed state law violations across multiple judicial circuits in the state. Palm Beach Judicial Circuit, the Judicial Circuit including Martin County, as well as perhaps the Judicial Circuit represented by Broward County. Also, the state of Florida has jurisdiction over the most serious, straightforward offense, which is attempted murder. I've directed state agencies to move expeditiously and to provide full transparency to the public. In my judgment, it's not in the best interest of our state or our nation to have the same federal agencies that are seeking to prosecute Donald Trump leading this investigation, especially when the most serious, straightforward offense constitutes a violation of state law, but not federal law. In addition to holding the suspect accountable, the public deserves to know the truth about how this assassination came to be. And I've directed all state agencies to work expeditiously to be able to uncover the truth in addition to holding this suspect accountable.
Do you think he was calling the FBI a bunch of lying crooks? He says, we're trying to find the truth, not the version they tell us, but the truth. We want to get to the bottom of this, the real investigation. I'm glad to see DeSantis stepping up. He does want to be president one day. I don't think he'll ever make it, but he needs to stay on Trump's good side, and he does need to stand up for justice in this country, including everything he can involving Trump's cases, anything he can do in Trump's cases to make it more fair, he needs to do it. If he can fire prosecutors, I think he needs to do it. Just my opinion, folks. Let me jump back over here. We'll go back on the StreamYard, see what else I got left down here on the presentation. Been out doing a lot of junking today, folks. I actually went and got a load, sold a load, picked up another load, went and seen about a load to pick up to buy some AC units. Been busy a bit as a beaver this week trying to just put some ducats together. You know how it goes. Let's see here. I think I've actually been through all of these tabs. Let's go over here and open a tab in the Gateway Pundit. Oops. Bear with me, folks. I don't know what happened there. I don't know what I did. Are we still here with me? Okay, we're still in the stream. All right, great. Okay. Apologize. I don't know what the hell just happened. Something I was trying to share the screen. It didn't go as planned. Let me sit up here and see what's going on in the Gateway Pundit right quick. All right, folks, let's go over here to the Gateway Pundit and see what's happened while I've been on the StreamYard. I'm about caught up with all the videos I wanted to do today as far as talking about this clown that tried to take a shot at Trump. But we do need to get to the bottom of this crap. Let's go ahead and scroll. We'll do it together. All right, here. Let's see if we got any new information going out. Says developing Grassley and Johnson uncover more Biden-Harris lawfare election interference against Trump. Let's look into that. Says Senator Grassley and Ron Johnson, two of my favorites in the Senate, uncovered more of Biden-Harris's lawfare of election interference last month, just 90 days to go until the election. Washington Post revealed the details about a previously unknown federal probe into whether Egypt's President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi attempted to funnel $10 million into Donald Trump's 2016 campaign. The investigation, which remained undisclosed for over 3 years, aimed to determine if a $10 million donation made by Trump to his campaign shortly before the election was actually financed by the Egyptian government. Here they go. This is the same agency that ignored the Biden crime family. The investigation began in 2017 based on the classified U.S. intelligence suggesting Sisi's intention to financially support Trump's campaign. In early 2019, federal investigation learned about significant cash withdrawals from a national bank in Egypt. In 2017, just 5 days before Trump became president. Says in a letter to Attorney General Merrick Garland and the FBI Director Christopher Wray, Senator Grassley and Johnson accused the Biden regime of illegally leaking classified information to the Washington Post in order to interfere in the 2024 election. So this information was classified, and Merrick Garland, the Attorney General, somehow or another, the Washington Post gets this information about a classified case just in time for the election. So it says in the letter, Merrick Garland and the FBI Director Christopher Wray, Grassley and Johnson are accusing the Biden regime of illegally leaking classified documents to the Washington Post in order to interfere. Of course, they're doing everything they can to interfere. The report refers to classified U.S. intelligence indicating the Justice Department and FBI officials may have divulged classified information to the media. Of course they do, every day. Says the Justice Department and the FBI leaking material and information to the media while stiff-arming congressional requests for the same type of information. Of course, more than that, it also appears that the Biden-Harris Justice Department and FBI intentionally leaked this information to include potentially classified information to the media roughly 90 days before the election happened. So they're going to look into it, and they're going to just throw out an electronic transmission, strongly worded letter. Just another case of lawfare, and Mike Davis is tweeting about it as well. He's another great player we've got on our team as Patriots, fighting for the truth. He's a lawyer. He's also a congressman. Let's jump out of this one. We'll go back up here. Let me get back to the home page. Hillary Clinton says Democrat lawfare is karma for 2016 imaginary election interference. Wow. I don't even know if I want to listen to that. Now, this here, folks, I'll make this the last video of the day. This here is a little bit of a twisted lady. I've seen this lady so many times, Lindsay Davis. She's trying to, I guess, claw her way to the top of ABC as one of their head anchors. And she's never been nice to Trump. She's never been nice to a Republican. She is takes her standing orders, I'm guessing, from George Slopadopoulos, because they act just like two in the same. They attack. They don't let you answer the question. They ask a question. They cut you off. They ask another question. They're really shitty, not just during the debate, but every time anybody goes on these ABC shows that is not on Team Democrat. Says the ABC debate moderator Lindsey Davis, in first anchor appearance since rigged debate, ties Trump assassination to baseless rumors about immigrants eating pets. So immigrants eating pets has something to do with the bomb threats and now the shooter. Oh, okay, Doug. We're just going to listen to this together, folks. This is World News Tonight with ABC. This is one of the worst stations on the air. My wife listened to this stuff for years. I had to get her off of it. It was hard. I had to show her there was so much better out there than that lying news. Now she just watches the weather on ABC. I think that's about it. We're about done with the whole David Muir and Stephanopoulos and all these Lindsay crazy woman here. They just lie. It's embarrassing to watch these people. It's sad to watch these people lie to a massive portion of the country. That's my problem with them. All right.
Tonight, breaking news as we come on the air. Shots fired at Donald Trump's golf club in Florida as a former president was nearby. The Secret Service opening fire after spotting a man with an assault-style rifle. One suspect is now in custody. The former president is safe. The details just coming in from West Palm Beach. The Secret Service treating this as a threat against the former president. Agents have detained a suspect and have recovered a weapon. This comes 2 months after the former president survived an assassination attempt in Butler, Pennsylvania. Pierre Thomas and Mary Alice Parks lead tonight's coverage. Also tonight, Springfield, Ohio on edge. Local schools are being threatened with violence, and a college shuts down activities after threats were made following the baseless rumors that Haitian immigrants have been eating pets. Republican vice presidential candidate J.D. Vance defends spreading those claims. The Ohio governor calls the rumors garbage and says the immigrants are here to work.
Folks, that is what you call a segue. That is definitely a segue when you just go from telling one story and just kind of throw it into the next story and make them seem like they're somehow connected. Talking about eating the pets, we all know had nothing to do with this crazy dude with the blue and the yellow hair sleeping in the bushes, waiting on Trump. That's just a fact, folks. That's about all I got for you today, folks. Hope everybody's having a great day. Like, subscribe, and share. Over and out, guys. Hope you enjoyed.